Hi, this is Marina from Frocks Frolics, and I'm going to show you how to do a scalloped edge. Here we're using my Mimi pattern, but of course you could use this technique for any other dress as well. Cut away the scallop from the pattern. You can use slender or regular for that. Slender is the pink one. Then stick it on a bit of paper so that we can add the seam allowance, because otherwise when we sew it together it won't work. So you want to mark your 1 centimeter all the way along, and you want to do the same for the lower part. So we need the 1 centimeter seam allowance on the top and the lower part of the dress. The first thing to do is to pin on your upper front piece and your upper back piece. So let's go first here. Don't forget you have added that seam allowance to it, and now I'm going to do the frozen fabric for the lower part. So again, I've pinned it on and I'm cutting this. We're now cutting out the lining here, and you can see it's on the fold again. Fabric is rolled in from the side just as much as you need. This fabric is very wide so that you can see it on the camera. I've just put a little pleat here, but just ignore that. Make sure you've got a fold on either side, and when you do your lining, make sure you don't cut in here. It's not what we want. We want it just flush. And also you need to fold over the lower part where you've got the dashed line. Let me just remove that here. So you want to make sure that that's turned up, and now we're going to cut the lining out for the dress. Now I've cut my lining out. We've got the front here. Make sure you haven't got the indent. I'm going to say it again because people always get this wrong. That's the one thing that they don't get right. That is on your lining, and I can put that to the side now. The last thing we want to do is to create a facing for the scallop. So cut the front bit part again, about 4 or 5 centimeters in height. We're going to cut it away afterwards, so it's no big deal. So just cut the front and the back, and I'm also going to iron some valine into the corners at this point just to strengthen it a little bit. You can see I'm now putting this little facing with the right sides facing down on top of the front and back, and then we're just going to sew with a 1 centimeter seam allowance all the way around. It's dead easy, this really. The important thing is to have a little mini facing for the scallop. So you just take that pattern, cut it again, and sew all the way around it. The beginners amongst you want to put the needle down, lift the presser foot, and then turn the fabric around. Then we're going to cut this back pretty sharpish, about 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters maximum. And we're going to turn it, of course, and press it really well. And the key to good pressing is to work out all these round curves very well, just by wiggling them between your fingers and getting them out bit by bit, and just smoothing it towards the top and then ironing it. And you do that for the front and back, and then when you have it beautiful looking like this, all we have to do is place the scallop over the lower part of the dress and make sure it overlaps that 1 centimeter, and we're going to pin it. That's all it is. It's actually really simple little technique that makes your life a lot easier. You could also use piping, and that would do the same thing as the facing essentially, but I do think that this is probably the easiest way to do it. We're now going to sew this together, and afterwards we're going to cut away the facing, so it doesn't really matter how high you had cut it, you see. That's why there isn't a pattern, just any old will do. Then we're going to sew around. I'm using a triple stitch, which is quite difficult actually, because you have to end on the forward stitch, and that's not always very easy to do, so you want to have a little practice go before you try that. So it's forwards, backwards, forwards, and then put the needle down, lift the presser foot, and then turn so you can get around the curves. There's absolutely no way you can sew around the curves without doing that, like I've just shown in the previous little clip where I'm going around the facing in a normal stitch length. That's totally different. Here you really can't do that. And now it's sewn on. Beautiful. absolutely fantastic. I've cut away my facing, and because I line it, I don't need to do anything else, and we are done. If you want to also see how to do the color blocking, then that's in the color blocking video, and all the videos can be accessed by just hovering over the top right hand corner of this video, clicking on the info button, which will then make all the links pop up to the playlist at my website. Click on the one for the website as well, and then you can scroll down to videos, click on that, and there they all are. So thank you for watching again, and I hope you enjoy making this dress. See you next time. Bye for now.